Welcome to Live and LinkedIn. I'm Ashley Leeds, a 15-minute guy, and I'm here to interview people and to find out all about visibility. It's Monday lunchtime, it's 12:30, and we always go live. And this week, my guest went from being somebody we didn't even know who they were and what they did to somebody that is doing amazing things. So perfect for my visibility show. Gavin, are you going to come in and say hello?
Hello.
There you go. Perfect. Just in case anybody doesn't know who you are, tell us who you are, what you do, please.
Yeah, so I am Gavin Harris, and I'm one of the founders of BizFest Southwest, which launched in April 2025 and had its second edition on the 1st of April. So actually 2 months ago, 2 calendar months ago to the day. Yeah, and dare I say it was a massive success, and yeah, LinkedIn went a bit pink.
It was very pink, wasn't it? It was very pink. Great branding colors. And so yes. I desperately wanted to get you on the show because it's all about visibility. And I'm going to give people a little bit of a backstory, because we did have a business show in Exeter for donkey's years, and it was it just did what it said on the tin. It was a business show. Can't even remember the name of it. And then they had a couple of wobbles, and I think a few people might have got burnt, but I don't know. And then you turned around and go, I'm going to pick up the baton and I'm going to launch a brand new business show, and I'm going to call it BizFest Southwest. And nobody knew who you were. You're based in Cornwall, company we've never heard of. But now you've got this amazing show. People are already booking for 2027, and look, it's 12 months away. And you're Mr. Visible, and pink is everywhere. So there's lots of questions there. But first off, why did you think that you could pick up where somebody else had maybe dropped a ball?
Well, we as an organization, we had over 10 years experience in running events, national events. And I always had this kind of dream since I first started events, that I wanted to do something that was local. Really, it sounds really daft, but something I could invite my mum and dad along to.
Yeah.
Although, full disclosure, my mum and dad are yet to actually attend BizFest Southwest because they are proper Cornish and they don't like motorways. So I'm gonna have to arrange delivery next year, I think. That's a true story. Yeah, I always wanted to do it, and Cornwall and the Southwest is a beautiful place, but we do get kind of forgotten, I find, from those businesses up in the big town of London, up in the big smoke, and that's where we were effectively doing our events when I was employed, before Forefront Events was a thing, and like you say, the opportunity arose. There was an event that was running previous that people I can't say too much on it, of course, because I don't know what the situation is there, but it no longer runs. And yeah, the opportunity came available to kind of launch something that was perhaps a little bit different, is probably the best way to put it. And that's where the name BizFest Southwest came from. We wanted it to be a festival of business, and where better to do that than in the Southwest,
Yeah, no, and look, it was absolutely superb. I'm just going to say hello to Alfie, Joey, jolly good show, guys. I'm not sure whether you're referring to this show or BizFest, but either we'll take both. Hey, we'll take both. And if anyone's got any questions for Gavin, please drop them in the chat. So, yeah, I've been to exhibitions at the Excel Centre in London, and they are absolutely massive, and you can't get your head around them. But you've sort of brought that to the Southwest, haven't you? So what elements did you see that were missing in previous shows around the Southwest to what you've brought from other shows that maybe, like you say, up in London or Manchester?
I think that part of it is the perception. I think perception of, when you say, a business show or a conference or an exhibition, I know before I kind of entered into this industry, well over 10 years ago now, that's my first thought, was that people would be suited and booted, ties and corporate shuffling around a show, and people sitting down listening to somebody droning on about something that nobody wants to speak about, and just a bit of a, dare I say, like a bit of a boring affair. And that's the kind of the antithesis of what we wanted. And what we wanted is, we wanted a show that had lots of cool stuff happening, things that would entice people to, one of the best bits of, probably the best way to describe it actually, is one of the best bits of feedback that we had from 2025 and from 2026, more so in 2026, is that we had so many people say, yeah, I only came for an hour, I only came for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes, for maybe for 2 hours until lunch, and I ended up staying all day. And like, that is the best compliment somebody can pay me. The worst compliment is, we came, we had a walk around, and we left. And thankfully, touch wood, that hasn't happened yet. No one has said, yeah, it was all right. Everyone who's come has said it was an amazing experience, and it was fun, and it was unlike anything they've ever done before. And that's really what we were going for. We really wanted to deliver something that would be memorable and would be completely different to any kind of business show, exhibition that people have been to before. And I feel like we got a tick there.
No, absolutely, the world's biggest tick. Absolutely. So you started absolutely fresh. We didn't know who you were and what have you. And this is all about visibility. So what were the first things that you started doing to let people know who the heck you are, and what your dream is? Because that was the thing. You were selling a dream.
Yeah,
weren't you? It was blind. It was blind faith, wasn't it? Because people had got burnt the previous time, and it's like, I'm not going to put any money into, because they associate the building with the event, and it's not. You are a totally different company, totally different event. So where did you start to get people to see you?
Well, like you said right at the very start, we're based in Cornwall. I'm speaking to you now from St. Austell in Cornwall, and truthfully, I don't have very many connections in Devon, and certainly not in Exeter. So the first thing that we wanted to identify were businesses and business owners and people that were respected in the industry. Meet them, kind of lay our cards on the table, and say, look, this is what we want to achieve. This is where we want to go. And I'm on this show, and it's no coincidence I'm on this show actually, because you were the first person that we actually met in Exeter. We came up, in Sidmouth. We came up to your house, and your lovely wife had made some lemon drizzle cake, which we still bang on about now. We took the picture in the back garden, and that was because the lovely Lisa Bailey Brown from LifeVac was just like, you need to meet Ashley Leeds. He's amazing. And our understanding was, and again, apologies if I'm kind of pushing about here a little bit, but was you were never invited to be involved in the previous show, or certainly you were never involved in that previous show. And that to us was like, wait there, this guy is like loved, respected. It's the whole thing of know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
And you have that in the amount of people that we have say to us, like, you're actually involved. Yeah, we do actually. Amazing. Get us involved. Whether as visitors, exhibitors, speakers, whatever. So it was about aligning ourselves with the right organizations that had the right ethos and had the right values and integrity that we have. And obviously, you were again the very first person that we met. And then, of course, we met Chris Bentley and Ian Dunstan from Not Working Network, and we had a lovely sit down with them at Winslade Manor. And when we explained what we wanted to do, it was again, it was a bit like the meeting with you. It was just all these ideas start firing around. We could do this, we could do that, and then that introduction was made to John Harvey at the Samphire Club, and again, at that point, we were, and again, it makes me sound like a bit of a loser saying it, but we were kind of in with the cool kids, like you and Ian and Chris and John, like kind of the cool kids of Exeter. And then from that, really, other organizations have gone, hey, actually, we'd love to be involved in this. This looks like really, really good fun. And yeah, speak, we've got, the amount of people we've got asking us that they want to speak at the show, and or just be involved in some way. We brought the ambassador, kind of our ambassadorship in as well. We had amazing people like Amy Sugar, Louise McGuill, and Hannah Mepstead, and all of these really, really cool people. Yeah, and you know, the way we've kind of described it is we kind of captured lightning in a bottle a little bit, and it was completely by accident. But also, you know, it's that old thing of, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So we took our shot, and thankfully landed.
Yeah, no, that's a great point there, and it's like you say, finding the people that know the people, because you you don't know anybody, B, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And it's trying to, you know, see who else is doing good things in that area. So that is great advice. And that you came up and you did it in person, but we can equally do that on LinkedIn. You know, we can connect with people that are, you know, the movers and shakers, if you like, and doing all of that. So you got some key people involved. They're going to, you know, do some things. You've got some speakers. You've got some areas in the show for networking and stuff like that. But you went on and you launched something else as a little sideline, didn't you?
What, the pre-show?
Yeah. That was well, look, I'm going to give it to you. It was genius. It was genius.
Thank you. And you know what? I'll hold my hands up, because that was 100% my idea as well. It was, I mean, I built my business, you know, from the very start of COVID. I've built my business really online. And like you say, you know, making sure that I'm being extra visible on LinkedIn, trying to post, you know, at least three times a week, which, naughty, I haven't been doing quite recently. Been quite busy.
It's really noted, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get a kicking about that at the end. But yeah, it's you know, trying to just, you know, trying to be, like you say, as visible as possible. There's a very famous saying, and I don't know who coined it first, but it's something that I say to businesses all the time whenever I'm speaking to them. If anyone ever asks me about, obviously marketing is kind of what I do, and you know, live events is you know, part and parcel of marketing as well. And one of the things, if someone says to me, you know, about, you know, what's the importance of visibility, really famous saying, and it's, the most successful product isn't always the best product, it's the best known product. And you can switch product with business, you can switch product with service, whatever. And the way I kind of take that is I go, well, people can't buy from you if they don't know you. And it's that, again, comes back to the thing of know, like, and trust. And again, nobody can start that kind of know, like, and trust if they don't know you. So it's about making sure that you get yourself out there as much as possible in the right way, you know, and not just creating noise, but actually adding value to conversations and trying to add value to LinkedIn, or, you know, wherever you may be. And that's kind of what we've tried to do with BizFest.
Yeah, no, absolutely superb. Alfie's coming on saying he's feeling embarrassed that he's never been to Cornwall.
Wow.
But he's going to put that right. He's going to come down and he wants to try scones with the jam on first.
Yes.
So a question for you. At your festival, what seems to land best? A keynote speech, a fireside chat, or a panel? Great question, Alfie. Thank you.
Love that. I love that. Well, we had a panel this year, which was hosted by the amazing James Court, from Boost Your Business Network, one of our partners. And we had Kate Yarscott from Sisters on Sequins, Chris Bentley from Not Working Networking, and John Harvey from the Samphire Club. And that seemed to land really, really well. And truthfully, Alfie, we actually put that on at the end of the show. That was the last slot of the day. I think it was about 3 p.m. And that, again, we had amazing keynote speakers. Obviously, Ashley Leeds opened it for us, amazing. We had, again, some amazing speakers involved in the show. But the panel seemed to do very, very well this year. And at BizFest, that was the first time we'd ever actually done it. So we've not tried a fireside chat, if I'm honest.
What would you call a fireside? I can't even say it. A fireside chat.
Well, we did inquire about having, that was for BizFest 2026, again, 2 months ago. We did inquire about having the great Stephen Bartlett keynote in, and Stephen Bartlett wasn't interested in keynote in, obviously for a fee. He was happy to do a fireside chat. And when we looked into it, it really, I'll be honest with you, it didn't really kind of fit the theme, if you will, of BizFest, which is high energy. And again, don't get me wrong, obviously we don't want to be high energy too much, but it didn't really fit the theme. So a fireside chat to me is a kind of Q&A session, if you will.
Right. Okay.
But just a one-on-one.
Interesting.
With
interesting. Thanks to Alfie for bringing that up. There's someone else who's stuck on a train, but I think they got it working now because it's 100% better. So that's good. Right. So you launched because we didn't dig into it. You launched a networking event. Okay. Which really did help with visibility. And so it was a networking event that you only invited people who had booked stands.
Yes.
And so at that event, we are getting to know everybody in the room. So when we go to the room on event day, we know everybody. Where did that idea come from, Gavin? Because it really is genius.
Well, I really appreciate that. And it seems, I think we kind of have a little bit of a uniqueness about us for that, because I don't know any other event organizers that do it. But we call it pre-show exhibitor-only networking events. And exactly as you say, it's an opportunity for us to invite all of our exhibitors for the coming show into a room, and where again, it's kind of been proven that tons of business happens. And the beauty of it is that even we have a lot of people who are like, one lady in particular probably is watching this, really, really lovely lady, was really nervous about coming to her first networking event, really, really nervous. And it was not something that her and her husband had never done before. And she was like, can you please invite me to introduce me to some people? And the beauty of it is, even if you're unsure about what to do at networking, or unsure what to speak about, or how to approach someone to talk about something, what we do, because everything that we do is about openness, transparency, and making sure that we're delivering the most value, is we actually have a copy of our live floor plan pinned to the wall. So we have exhibitors go up and they go, oh, I'm on stand 26. What stand are you on? Oh, I'm on 27. Oh, nice to meet you. We're going to be neighbors at the show. And they get to know each other, and it's just such a lovely icebreaker. It's not what do you do, how do you do it? It's where are you at the show? What plans do you have for the show? What are you going to have on your stand? Let's make sure that we're not both offering out the same chocolates or the same, we're doing the same thing. And that's worked really, really well. And again, the feedback we've had, Steve King from Exeter Transfers, one of the loveliest guys you'll ever meet, like one of my favorite people. And again, I've known him less than 2 years, but definitely one of my favorite people. Met the equally lovely Charlotte Gallup, who is a planning expert, if you will, plans holidays for people and such. And those guys got together. They had like a 30-minute call, and they're like, again, I'm probably overstating this, but they're like best friends now. Like, they're always talking, they're always collaborating on different things. And it's just a fantastic opportunity. Cutting it down is a fantastic opportunity for businesses to get to know each other, and get in a room where all of you have one thing in common. You're all doing the show. And again, it's been a pleasure to watch that.
Yeah. Where did that idea come from, though, Gavin?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know, but I was like, this would be a good idea, and just kind of went for it.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. It really good. And you also put on little how to make it better. So Richard Palmer came and did some sales training. I shared a little bit about LinkedIn, so that when people come to your stand, you're maximizing your investment with being out of the office for a day, having swag and all the other things that you've got to think about when you're putting on a show.
I think that was something that I may, and to be fair, it may have been yourself or it may have been Richard Palmer, but I remember somebody was like, do you want if I say something at the show, and that kind of delivering value. I mean, it's something we're doubling down for BizFest 2027. We've also tied it into Cornwall Business Show as well. Again, kind of doing pre-show exhibitor-only networking events for the Cornwall Business Show, but having the plan is basically to have like 2 or 3 educational kind of 15-20 minute segments at every single show, every single pre-show exhibitor-only networking event, where, like you say, we deliver value. That definitely wasn't my idea. I don't know where that came from, but it just works really, really nicely as well, because we can utilize the skills in the room. And it's, again, we don't want this to be like, a club that nobody else can join. Like, we want to build this community. We want to make this community as big and as vibrant and with as many different faces and personalities in it as possible. But also, that kind of circular economy. We want to utilize the skills that we have in the room to make sure that we are delivering the absolute most value. And again, I think we've not really touched on this, but I'll jump into it. With what we charge per stand, personally, I think the value is 10x. I really, really do. Like, I think with what people pay, if they really take advantage of all the networking events, of all the training that comes with it, and obviously you were even providing online training for people as well. So if they couldn't make it in person, like, they get that opportunity to have like 15 minutes with you, sometimes more. And again, that's been the feedback we've had on that. Actually, weirdly, I shared a post today about it, talking about it's not all about the profit. It's about making sure that you're delivering substance and kind of building the framework for what is a great event. Yeah. Tailed off a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And then you also did a little bit on social as well. I know you spent some money on, is it Facebook ads? And stuff like that. So how did that work for you?
Well, obviously, my skill set really, is digital marketing. That's what I've been doing really, up until 2 years ago, really for the 4 years since COVID, was just digital marketing every single day. And so kind of utilizing my skills there. And I've got the lovely Hannah, who works in the office as well, and she works on Forefront events, so both BizFest and Cornwall Business Show as well. Kind of making sure that we're trying to be omnipresent. I mean, we also did for this year, again, digital marketing is great, but you can, dare I say it, you can get lost in the noise, and I found there's been a big trend at the moment with people trying their hardest not to be scrolling on their phones all the time. So we did take the opportunity as well this year to work with a company called Fernbank Advertising, who are lovely people, the lovely Alison at Fernbank Advertising based in Cornwall, to take the bus stop billboards as well. So we took billboards, and we've got Paul Fenton from BFG. That's the big digital screen that you saw outside the outside of West Point itself. So kind of digitally making sure we're everywhere that we can be, but also make sure that we're tying into that kind of traditional marketing as well, because that's equally as important.
No, fantastic. And now the Cornwall Business Show. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Cornwall Business Show, we're delivering that show in partnership with the amazing team at Live Events Southwest, a chap called Andrew Weaver. And we weren't involved in the 2024 show, but we were involved we delivered the 2025 event, which, across the board, a lot of people said it was certainly the best Cornwall Business Show that they'd seen in a good few years. And again, we're doubling down with that this year. That's going to be on the 8th of October, Thursday, the 8th of October this year, Royal Cornwall Events Centre in Wadebridge. And people have described it as a mini BizFest, just because the venue obviously is a little bit smaller. And it's been a pleasure to work on that. And it's been really nice because we've had a lot of businesses that are based in Cornwall who have kind of dipped their toe in the water. Companies like Buzz Interactive dipped their toe in the water for Cornwall Business Show 2025, and then for Cornwall Business Show 2026, and also they got involved in Business Fest 2026 as well. So it's been nice that and us Cornish, as you probably know from meeting me, Ashley, we're a little bit weird, and we don't like to go over that bridge too much. So any businesses looking to target us Cornish folk should come and do the Cornwall Business Show.
Fantastic. Right, so we've got I do a little slot every single week on my show where I go roast your post. And so what I'm going to do now is actually have a look at one of your posts that you've done recently. I'm going to give it a little bit of a roasting. So which one is it? Talk us through.
Be gentle, Ashley. Be gentle. It's the one in the middle.
Hang on. I've missed something really important. Hang on just a sec. I don't know how on earth that happened. Just bear with me 1 sec.
Roast my post.
There we go. That's more like it.
I love that. That's amazing.
So you've got a post here that you wanted me to look at.
Yes, because I know
what are we doing here?
So yeah, so this was obviously a repost of a Business Fest Southwest post, and I didn't really add much value there, did I? Just by doing the hearts. It was a bit of an excited post. I think I did it on my phone. But yeah, we know it's obviously all about adding value, and there's lots of value in the original post, and perhaps what I should have done is maybe taken a bit more content from that. But yeah, that had, I want to say, that had 26 impressions, I think.
Yeah, I can understand why you're a bit fed up about that. Yeah, that is annoying. Yeah. That is annoying. So here's the thing. First of all, reposting isn't a good idea. Okay, so what actually happens is we'll see a post and you can press the button, then you can repost it. Okay, and so basically, here's a post. Go and have a look at it. Or what we can do is, here's a post, and look at that guy. I know him. Here's a post, but this is my take on it, and so therefore you've got space to write some words, and all you've done is done 3 hearts. Okay, and then the other thing to do is actually do the post itself. Now, because you actually own Business Fest Southwest, the company page, you could just grab hold of that video and put it up yourself. Yeah. Okay. So that would be what I would do. Now, if you're watching now and you're sort of like thinking, I want to repost something, why don't you grab hold of a post, fully understand it, and then turn around and say, I saw a post the other day and it told me this, this, and this, and these are my thoughts about it. I saw a great video the other day from Gavin Harris or Business Fest Southwest, and it showed us this, this, and this, and this, and this. And so therefore it's my own post, not something that someone else has done. Now, obviously with a video, you can't sort of like take a chunk out and do that. So you've got to post the video in its entirety. But yeah, so there's nothing to stop you today going in and saying about this video, but you want to say some cool things about it to get people watching. Yeah. So you know, what things do you worry about and stuff like that, because then they're hooked rather than, oh, here we go, it's another video. And so something like that, but do it as Gavin, and then post the video as Gavin. And because a lot of business owners are on the phone first thing in the morning, maybe you want to pick an earlier time to post it and do it again. Because look, if only 26 people saw that, then when you post it again, people aren't going to go, oh, you only posted that last week. Then they haven't seen it. And so do it in a different way. But it's a great video. It's a great story. And it showcases the show absolutely beautifully. Yeah.
That was the lovely Riverax Media guys, Xander and Ryan. Yeah, they're good guys. They did a great job there. They really captured it.
Yeah. So
points.
Lucy is going to go have that song in her head all day now. And hi to Alicia. This is her first LinkedIn Live. So thank you for coming along. Sadly, Alicia, we're nearly done. I'm going to give a shout out to my guest next week, who is the amazing Cy Elliott. He's from Fabrics, but he's written this amazing book all about behavioral science and marketing. So looking forward to digging into that and finding out a little bit more about all that marketing stuff. But a good one for you to watch, Gavin, because you're going to be able to share stories with him, I'm sure. Right. You've got 2 secs to give us a bit of a plug for all the shows that are coming up. And when is the next networking thing? That's the most important thing.
Well, so for Cornwall Business Show, we've got networking this month. Hey, if you want to learn more about it, you've got to reach out to me and talk to me about the Cornwall Business Show, of course, because it's pre-show exhibitor-only networking. But it's at a fantastic location in Foy, in the lovely sunny Cornwall. It's huffing it down today, but normally it's quite sunny.
Lovely that day. It'll be lovely that day.
Yeah. And then the next one for BizFest Southwest is in July, venue TBC. But yeah, it's we're quite excited about that one as well. And all I would say is if anybody wants to have a chat about Business Fest Southwest, Cornwall Business Show, about getting your business out there, you know, meeting businesses and shaking their hands, give me a shout.
Yeah, and one of the things that neither of us discussed today about being visible, if you're actually at one of these shows, you are visible. So that's the key thing, isn't it? That's your takeaway for today.
100%. 100%. And thank you for having me.
No, it's always a pleasure. How can anyone get hold of you, Gav?
They can email me. They can contact me on LinkedIn, of course. Email here's easiest one is info@forfrontevents.co.uk. FOUR frontevents.co.uk. Would love to speak to anyone that has an interest, or even a fleeting interest in being involved in BizFest Southwest or the Cornwall Business Show.
Perfect. And final word to Corinne. Thank you for watching from Cambridge. So this is the end of the show. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you to everybody for all your lovely comments. And we will see you back next week, 12:30, with my guest, Si Elliott. Cheers, Gavin. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my show this week. I want to bring to you people that can help us running our business. I love having a chat. I'm very nosy, very curious, and I'd love to ask questions. So if you want to be a guest, or if you've got some ideas for guests, let me know. And if you want me to help you with your LinkedIn, get in touch, because I want to give you a voice. Now, that could just be using LinkedIn, but I do other things as well. So I can help you with a podcast, a live show, and all kinds of other amazing things. So get in touch. My name is Ashley Leeds. I'm the 15-minute guy, and you can find me on LinkedIn.